Hey Bill, don't you just love the sun? I mean, just think about it. You stay out in the sun, you get a sunburn where you don't want a sunburn. But you know, I love the warmth, I love the look of the day when the sun's shining, but when it shines on an RV, it could be a problem for a number of reasons. So do you have some solutions?
Yeah, man, and I'm with you. I love the sun. In fact, my wife calls me a lizard because I love the heat so much. But absolutely, there are solutions, and awnings are a big factor.
And we can have an awning over the patio. We can have an awning over the slide topper. We can have an awning over windows.
And if you get enough awnings, it's amazing how much heat you can knock off the inside of your RV.
Well, I'll tell you what. We have a lot of products available to us. How about if we go install all of them?
Yeah, great idea. I think so.
All right, let's get to work. No doubt, one of the most popular accessories for an RV is a patio awning. Now, not all RVs are equal. You might get one that has an awning already. You might have one that never had an awning. You might be in the market to upgrade from a manual awning to an automatic awning. In this case, we have a Class C motorhome that never had an awning. So we're going to install a Dometic A&E Weather Pro awning system. And Bill, this is the type of awning system that it takes a little expertise, but you don't have to be overly mechanical. No. Or what?
Follow the directions, you can do this. Let me get the staple out of here first.
Okay, all right. I mean, it's not something you're going to put in your compact car if you try to pick it up from your
no,
accessory store.
Probably not.
And they don't fold too well either.
You might want to have UPS deliver this.
All right.
Okay, here. Let me get a hold of this. If you pull it, I'll hold a roller tube.
Okay.
Okay, pull, all the way. So we want to make sure that the motor is down at that end. The motor is always in the front of the vehicle.
All right, let's get this stuff unpacked, huh?
Yeah, they do a pretty good job of packing the hardware, but it is painted, so we really don't want to damage it.
Okay. Go ahead. I think if you pull it, it'll come out.
Yeah, there's about 3,000 sharp edges on this thing,
that's why I'm wearing gloves. Did you notice?
I might have to put mine on.
Yeah, you're going to have to learn the hard way, huh?
Apparently. So I'm just going to do a quick inventory here, make sure we have everything. I have both bottom brackets. These are just screw covers here, one for the top, one for the bottom. This is our emergency cord here in case for some reason we never have power. We can plug this into the motor and actually run it from a battery, even a cordless drill. This is our wand, so we can do it manually. Slide this strap into the slot. The wand here slides into the slot, and you can actually raise this thing manually. Our screw package here, all of our screws, bolts, rivets, everything appears to be here. Looks like we're ready to go. We need to move these cable ties down about 12 inches in order to get a little bit of clearance here to put the hardware on. Whoop, that's close enough. Is it gonna give us, yeah, give us a little bit of slack.
All right, there you go.
So what we're doing by doing this is it kind of lifts this. This thing is spring loaded. This hardware is spring loaded and hydraulic rams on it, so it'll actually, if we cut these, this thing would pop open. We don't want that. But by bringing them down here, we actually get a little bit of clearance so we can install it right onto the fabric and roller tube assembly.
Yeah. Okay, it's time to get the hardware hooked up, Bill. This shouldn't be too big of a process, huh?
No, it's not too bad. There's just a single bolt holding it. Okay, now hopefully...
Yeah, hopefully that'll mate up with it, huh?
Yeah, we want to just slide the quick connect for the motor in here, and we'll hook that up later on.
Yeah. So this is just a one-bolt process here.
Yeah, it's actually pretty simple.
It's almost like an erector set, huh?
Almost. Okay, we need one of these bolts here and a lock washer. Man, that one's long. So I'm just putting a bolt in, and this single bolt is going to hold the hardware to the bracket assembly here.
There's a channel inside here that locks it in place, so this won't move around, so that's why you get away with the single bolt.
Once it's in the channel, even if the bolt comes out, it doesn't move very much.
Right.
So that looks good. Let's go do the other end.
All right. All right, let's get number 2 in there. Same process. There you go. Oh, God. Think that bolt's long enough?
Yeah. It'll come out the other side, I think. And we are
There. Okay, Bill, we got that done. So what's next?
I need to prep the awning rail. It's very important to prep the awning rail. We don't want any sharp edges there. All awning rails tend to have a knife on the end of them. They're so sharp. So
That's
when you
they
slide
cut them off when they make them the length.
cut them off of the side.
Right. So, Bill, how sharp is the end of this thing?
Well, I mean, you look at it. It's when you're trying to slide that awning in, it'll snag it in a hurry.
Oh yeah.
So
yeah.
what I'm going to do is I'm just going to bend it down a little bit, give it a little bit of clearance,
All right.
and then I'm going to file the end of that so it doesn't snag.
Yeah, that makes sense. Doesn't take a whole lot, it looks like. Just enough to round it out so we won't pick up any material.
Yeah, otherwise it makes it.
Otherwise, we're going to struggle to put it on there, is what you're saying.
Yeah, it keeps every 3 inches it gets hooked. And
yeah, exactly.
so just kind of go over it very carefully, feel it.
Yeah.
Feels good. We got a little bit of a spread to it. And this is a little bit of a problem here. They've added to the awning rail.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit uneven when we're going in. It may catch. So give me the screwdriver first. Let me see if I can kind of straighten it, open it a little bit.
Good. There you go. Yeah.
I don't know if it's going to stay.
It's going to be tough.
problem.
Yeah.
It's
That's a little bit better. Yeah, it looks like a little bit better.
Yeah.
Is it hanging up there at all?
Yeah, I'm just kind of whittling it away.
Okay.
So now, and you can see this is, the awning rail is actually built in. There's a drip cap.
But some of them, though, I mean, now this motorhome never is intended to have an awning, I mean, from the factory. And, but they did put the drip rail on it that had the slot for the awning. Now, if this thing doesn't have the slot, then we have to put on another awning rail.
Yeah, if there's just a little bit of a J molding there with a built-in drip cap, then when you get the awning, you're going to need to purchase an awning rail with it. And they come in mill finish or white, so they can match your rig.
But that's quite a bit more work too, because you got to take all that molding off.
Well, no, you can install it right below the molding.
Oh, you think you can do that?
Yeah, most of them you'll install it right below the molding.
All right, that's perfect then.
Okay.
All right. I guess
so. Now we just need to go get the awning, and we'll slide it in and fold it down.
Should we go get some more help?
Yeah, we're going to need Walt to do this.
All right. Okay, now the heavy part. I'm going to lift this guy up.
Fortunately, it's aluminum, not
yeah,
lead.
really. No kidding. All right.
You guys got that end?
Yeah.
Okay, hang on for a second. Let me get positioned here. Okay, slowly. I'm kind of lifting all this by myself. I'm just getting ready to feed it into the rail right now. This thing is heavy, so it's a little bit of a trick getting it started. Once you get it started, it rolls pretty easy. So, okay, good start,
Okay,
good
go
start.
ahead.
When you come down here, Bob, go down, 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 right there. Not too high, Walt, don't lift too much.
And it's going pretty smoothly.
Yeah, try to keep it away from the side, Walt, up at the top. No, let your end towards the motor. There you go.
I'm hitting the light.
Oh, you're hitting the light? Didn't see it. Looking good, looking good.
Okay, I think the ladder's going to be just where we want to be.
Okay, hold on. Let me cut this out of the way here. Okay, keep going, keep going. Go ahead and let go of it, Bob. I'll take it. And don't pull, Walt.
Looking good.
Don't pull, because you'll pull me off the ladder. Okay,
We're in good shape.
kind of hook it up over the top. You're there.
Okay.
And Bob, keep a little bit of pressure on that towards the coach so it doesn't drift from it. So I look straight up and down.
Yeah, I think we got it lined up here pretty well too.
Okay, I'm gonna mark this first before I try drilling. It's a little bit easier to stay on line. Now there's two sets of holes here so that you have an option to make sure you get something solid. You either want wood or a piece of metal. It looks like I'm going to use the top holes here because the lower ones look like they might be down below whatever the backing is behind this rail. I'm going to drill through there and I'm going to install a couple of bolts. You want to make sure you hold that in, Bob.
We're in there tight as can be. You only get one shot of drilling there.
And perfect. I did hit a solid backing in there, what I wanted to do. I'm getting all the metal shavings out of the way. I don't want the metal shavings and the caulking. I want to make sure everything's sealed tight. Yeah. We don't want to find out there's a little bit of a leak later. And
no, it's okay, just putting them in my hair.
But you don't mind, do you, Bob?
No, I don't mind at all. I just like metal shavings in my hair. It just adds character.
Attaboy.
Yeah.
If I can get into this back one here.
It's really important that you use a silicone rubber when you're putting these screws in because we want to make sure that we have the things sealed against any kind of weather.
Yeah, the backing is great. Yep. Let me take one last look.
Yep.
The level looks good. As you can see, these are slotted, so it doesn't have to be 100% accurate. You can move it up to about 1/4 of an inch in either direction if you drill in the middle. So fairly snug. You got to be careful that you don't over tighten them. You certainly don't want to break one off because you're never going to get it out of there. If you do break one off and you're lucky, you might have a little bit to the side to get in. So it looks good here. We're straight down there. I'm going to go to the back and do the same.
All right, let's get to the other side.
I'm solid in place here, Bob. How does it look with the windows? It look parallel?
Looks really good here.
Looks pretty good
we're
there.
in good shape here. Well, we have a few more steps before we're going to bolt down the arms to the sidewall. So where are we going from here, Bill?
I'm going to go up and I'm going to cut the cable ties here. It'll allow me to pull it out a little bit, and I'm going to plug the motor into the harness, and I'm going to install the wind sensor.
Okay, great. Now, wind sensors are a great thing. In the old days, we used to put these up on the roof, and now they mount to the upper part of the arm on the awning here. And the nice thing about them is that you have a power awning here. So you go away for a little while and the wind comes up, awning retracts. No more damaged awning. So Bill, take it from here.
Okay, here, why don't you hang on to that and give it to me in a second.
All right. Okay, Bill, here's the wind sensor.
Let me cut these zip ties first so I can get a little bit of slack here to install it, because the wind sensor goes inside of this upright here, so there's no way to install it with it locked up tight like this.
Way here.
So the wind sensor goes, man, it goes in here, but
you have enough room there?
Man, I don't think so.
Yeah.
I'm gonna need let's pull it out. Let's move it out a little bit. Give me the emergency retract cable.
Yeah, let's use this.
Let's just hook that thing up. We'll tap the battery with it.
All right, take this under you. I'm gonna go.
We can just manually move this out. Go ahead and pop the hood. Is the battery close enough?
Yeah, the battery's on this side.
Okay, I'm not sure what the polarity is going to be right now, but I'll tell you. Go ahead and tap it, and if it's the wrong way, I'll let you know.
Are you ready?
Yes. Okay, good. Go. More and more. Okay, perfect. Looks good.
All right.
I'm going to disconnect the emergency cable for now. And I'm going to use a little bit of dielectric grease on here. It comes with a little packet of dielectric grease, which is going to keep this, it's going to keep this permanently corrosion proof. You know what? Nylon spacer goes on first. It wasn't clear in the instructions, but I can see now that the nylon spacer needs to go on first. And then the safe nut. So this does not need a lot of torque. It is made out of plastic. If you torque it down too much, it's going to break the plastic. Okay, wind sensor's in place. Everything looks good. So I've already pulled all the wires right to this point where I need them. All I need to do now is drill a hole through the wall up into the cupboard where we want to go, where we're going to mount the ECU. I need a 1/2 inch, so I'm going to step this in 2 intervals. I don't want to try to go through with a huge 1/2 inch bit right out of the gate. Okay, I've got a good size hole now. I'm going to see if I can get these fished through there. Okay, Bob, pull them through. Some of them are pretty close to being tight. Oh, hold on a second, we got one. Hold on, let me pull this one out. It's twisted in there. Okay, pull that one tight. Let me feed you one more. Okay, you got it. Pull that one snug. Okay, looking good. Hold on, let me caulk this hole. Okay, wires are through. One more project out here. I have to go down below and put the rivets in the bottom of the upright to keep it from moving at the bottom. We'll go inside and we'll hook up the ECU. Now, I'm going to attach the bottom of the upright right here with rivets. I know there's nothing back there. There's styrofoam. When you drill through with a smaller bit first, just in case there is some wood there, and then you can use the supplied lag bolts that come with it. I know there's nothing here on this particular model, so I'm going to look up and I'm going to make sure we're still parallel with the window up there, make sure it still looks straight. I'm going to go through and put 2 rivets in here. These are a self-expanding rivet. They expand behind the material. They have really superior hold. Yeah, so you can see there's nothing there but fiberglass. Add some caulking. We don't want it to leak because leaks always show up years later, but the damage is already done. A little caulking squeezing out here. We'll get rid of that. This is not going anywhere. Absolutely solid. So we're finished here. I'll rivet the back. We'll go inside and we'll wire up the ECU.
Okay, Bill, we got all the hardware outside. Now it's time to hook up the electronic control unit and the switches, do a little wiring, a little touch-up housekeeping, and then we can push the button and see if it works, right?
Oh, I'm going to use the key fob. I'm going to sit in the chair and do it.
No. We'll fight over who gets to sit in the chair.
We'll flip for it.
We'll flip for it. Okay, let's get this thing. Well, let's figure out a place to put it, though. I think we got, I mean, we have a whole cabinet here.
You can see I brought the wires through here. Why don't we just get it closed?
All right, there you go. Are you sure they're not too long? They're not going to go through the other side, are they?
You know, I don't know. You want to check?
Well, it's too late now.
Yeah, better that one goes through than more.
Got that level?
Looks good.
Okay. Well, you just moved it. There you go. All right.
Okay, 2 more.
Obviously, there's a whole lot more in the control package than if you were to have a manual awning, which would have nothing. But in this case, the convenience is worth all the effort.
Let me see what we have here. 3 wires. So this is the wind sensor.
Okay.
Here, hold these things
Let's see if
out
we
of the
can
way.
start at one end here, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, here.
Let me start with the wind sensor.
Okay.
That's the only thing with 3 wires. Let's see.
The nicest if we can keep them as short as possible, but I don't think we got to have some room to hook them up.
I can shorten them up.
Yeah.
We want to leave a little slack. Probably don't need much.
A little bit. We don't need enough slack just to get the plug out. And of course, you can always unscrew it if we had to.
Okay. You know what? I'm going to do this.
You know, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here, I got an idea. Why don't you put these butt connectors on?
You mean while you
And
do
then
it?
I'll
Have you measured to see where you're at?
Yeah, I know where I'm at.
Okay.
So I'll strip this back at the same time.
Okay. Let's put this thing down here. Okay.
Well, and I like that they're color coded. Really makes it easy. Let me know when you're done there. Now, if we had a soldering gun, we could really do this.
We could, couldn't we?
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, back in place. Wind sensor in place.
Okay, the next one we want to do is going to be...
We're going to do the motor wire.
The motor wire.
Yeah, the other
The other one's going to go to the switch.
to the switch over there.
Yeah, so I'm going to move these out of your way.
Patio motor.
Yeah, okay, I'll move these out of your way here. All right. You know, one thing about this installation and you know, aftermarket is even though there's a lot of wiring here, you know, we can get to all the wires.
Yeah,
so
this
if
one's
anything
really
happens, I mean,
easy.
they're all out in front of us. If you get them sometimes, you know, from the factory, sometimes you have to chase wires to see where they've gone. And so,
Yeah, on a Class A, this ECU more than likely is going to be down in one of the basements.
right.
Because the basement are high. This one doesn't have any baggage door or any access.
Well, yeah, and as a matter of fact, I have a friend of mine who had the same ECU, and it was buried in the basement, and he had to crawl in the basement when he wanted to change the speed of the wind for the sensor. And it was comical to watch him crawl into the basement and, you know, and with a flashlight to try to push the button, because you have to use the button that's on this panel here to change the speed.
They didn't think anybody was going to do that. Huh?
Yeah, exactly. And so it was kind of funny watching him do that. But this will have perfect access.
And a fifth wheel as well. Usually they'll be in the basement as well. Okay, patio motor. So that'll activate the motor in and out.
Okay, so now we got a couple switch pads here that we're going to deal with here. We have the switch pad that's for retracting and extending the awning, and when you want to, there's a key fob, as Bill mentioned, a key fob, so that does it remote control. But if you want to do it from inside the rig, you can use a switch and do it manually. And
Or if you lose a key
or if
fob,
you lose a key fob.
you want to put the awning away.
This awning has one of Dometic's new rope lights that's built into the edge of the awning all the way in the back toward the sidewall. Now that's really kind of a neat product that just came out, and what it does is it illuminates under the awning without having to worry about putting a rope light in the tube. Remember how we used to have to put the hooks and hang them? We don't have to do it anymore.
And it's LED, so
it's
it
LED,
should be...
so it won't draw much at all. So the nice thing about it is we can just put the switch. We'll put it next to the awning switch, and you can just turn the light on and off at will. Now, I would think that the best place to put that would be over here on the outside. So you could stand here. You can see, number one, you can see if the light's on. Of course, you know, it does say on and off. And then the other thing is you can see if the awning's in or out. So
yeah, if you put the switch where you can't see the awning, you're never going to know when you get it out.
So the nice thing about it is you know, we'll put it on the outside, but unfortunately we're going to have to run some more wires. So we'll use a little bit of split loom here to conceal the wires, to hide them down below here, and then of course we can attach them later on.
Okay, we got the ECU mounted right here, and I know that there's power here. This is a Winegard power supply, so I'm certain that it has 12 volts back there. I'm going to tap into that. Come on, left hand work. And invariably there's about 50 wires here, so they make it really difficult. So let's see, I believe it looks like this should be positive and this should be negative, but I'm not going to leave anything to chance. I don't want to hook this up backwards and watch everything go up in smoke, so I'm going to kind of double check this. So it looks like we have 12.86, and the polarity is correct. I was right. The orange wire is the positive wire. We're going to use that. So I need to drill a hole through the side of this into that cabinet over there. And we got it. Okay. I mean, this cupboard was pretty convenient. And we got a positive and a negative here. These Scotch locks are great, but you got to make sure that they're on correctly or they'll never hold. Not quite tight enough. Okay, we got one on. There's not a lot of slack here, so it's creating a little bit of a problem, but now the fun of trying to stuff this back in there. Okay, we got power hooked up there. It's over here in the cabinet. All I need to do is wire it to the ECU. I'm going to shorten these up just a little bit to make it easier for me. Okay, get these to length and we'll be ready to install a switch. these are hot, so I'm gonna have to be careful with these. If they touch, it's gonna pop a fuse somewhere, and then I gotta go looking for them. So I'm gonna get the positive hooked up first, and that'll kind of get it out of harm's way. So the positive is pretty much isolated now. It can't short out. Now I can hook up the negative. So we've got lights. I know that we're hooked up now. We're ready to go except for the patio switch.
Okay, we need to find a place for those switches, so.
Yeah, let's put this one high because you're probably not going to use it as much. I'm just going to get you the general spot here, and then you can do the tape.
Well, that's 3 inches from here to there, and then let's see what we got across here. We got 6.5 inches, so why don't we just take it at
3 1/4.
3 1/4.
Okay, so we're right about there.
Right, I can see 3 1/4 is right about here. Right about there.
Okay, that's going to be the first one.
Coming through? Okay, I got it. Okay. All right.
How's that looking?
You know what?
Very nice.
Well, boy, I tell you what, we were really close.
Let's see. You got the screws over there?
Yeah, I got a couple screws.
I can kind of hold it from here.
Yeah,
If you start one and then you can straighten it.
Let me just see if it's going to be. Okay, looks like it's okay. Okay, there we
How's that
go.
look? Good?
It looks good.
Looks
We
great.
just wired it up.
Yeah, this is the LED rope light out there, so we've got to get power to the switch and then from the switch out to the rope light. So we're just going to do that with a couple of Scotch locks. We've got a ground right here, so this is going to make it pretty easy with a Scotch lock.
You got the pliers up there?
I got them right here. Okay, so we've got ground to that LED rope light. Let's get the wire over here. And I'm going to use this fat speed connector here because it won't be in the way of anything. This should plug in.
Go ahead. Got it?
Now I need to get power to the other side of the switch. So I'm going to put the spade connector on first so that we don't have a hot wire flopping around up here.
Go.
You holding it?
Yep, go. Got lots of wires up here.
Yeah, it's starting to look like a spaghetti factory,
Well, it
isn't
is,
it?
isn't it? It really is.
That's all right. We add a little weight to the motorhome.
Yeah, at least another couple ounces, huh?
Okay, and one more Scotch lock. Let's go the other way. Wouldn't you like to be the guy that invented these?
I know, along with the other half a dozen things we've used on this project today.
Okay, so we should have power to the LED light, so let's hook up the extend and the retract switch now. The brown go in the center.
Yep, brown goes in the center.
The brown is the taped wire.
The new brown.
Yeah. Brown.
Okay.
Yeah, no, we have two blacks because we didn't have brown wire, so.
And then you're going to take the green is going to go to the number 1 terminal.
Let me go ahead and finish this off.
Okay.
So this was the center, right?
Center's brown.
Okay.
Then we're going to take the green is going to go to the extend, which is the top.
To the top.
Mm-hmm. I guess we don't need the instructions. We only have 1 wire left. Don't you love putting on split loom?
Yeah, it was always one of my
I
favorites.
know, it's my favorite, especially when you have to do, you know, yards of it.
It's almost like trying to hold a flopping fish you just got out of the water.
Okay, so
How you coming there?
well,
Mr.
I'm
Bob?
not left-handed, but
You're not left-handed?
we'll try to make this thing work. Yeah, I'm going to move it like this, and then just scoot it in, and we're there.
Oh yeah, looks great.
Oh, how's that? Yeah, let's start back here.
Start up there.
Yeah, let's take it. You know, we take.
Hold it in place, and then I'll start. I'll just put a couple of zip ties here, and it'll really.
Yeah, that'll help it right
It'll
there.
hold it
yeah.
nicely.
And then we'll just put one right here, and then we'll clean up
Yeah.
later, after we have our evening refreshments.
After, I get to use the key fob. Remember?
No, I'll flip you for that. Oh man, look at that pile over there. Holy smoke. Okay.
I can make it look somewhat clean.
Yeah,
Here
it's pretty clean. Now, Bill,
What?
I can preview this thing. I can hear if that awning's going to work. I can push this button. I can be the first to push this button, see if it works.
Okay, go ahead.
Is there anything in the way?
I don't see anything.
What do you think?
Do it. Oh, look at that.
It works. We have a wind sensor on this awning, and we don't have any wind right now. And how do we know it's going to work?
Well, that's what the hairdryer is for.
So we're going to create a little wind.
Yeah, so we can use a hairdryer. What we've done is we've set the wind sensor setting down to the lowest wind speed, which is 12 miles an hour, just to give us a little advantage, because we don't have an air gun that puts out a super amount of air. So
Yeah, well, this should be pretty simple then.
yeah, that should be enough. Once you hold it on,
All
it
right.
takes about 10 seconds, and then it should put itself away.
Okay, we will take the heat off because we don't want to melt the material. There we go. It works exactly like design. I'll tell you what, it's nice because if you have a wind gust, you don't want this thing going in every time there's a wind gust. You want to have a little bit of a sustained wind before it decides that it needs to go inside.
Exactly.
Or be retracted.
And a great idea, whenever your motorhome's been in storage for a while and you go out for the first time, give it the hairdryer test, because you don't want to put it out thinking it's going to go away when in fact it doesn't. Electronics can do funny things.
No kidding. Well, I'll tell you what, this is really a good feature for this awning, and it'll make it much, much more convenient, and there's a lot of security involved in it. So, Bill, that was a day's work, I'll tell you, but we got it done.
Yeah, I think it'll be worth it, especially on those hot days.
I know, the hot days when the sun is really beating on your head and you want to have an awning over your head.
Yeah, so who gets to put it out?
Well-
Didn't I win the coin toss?
I don't remember the coin, but did you look it up and find out that this is already programmed so it should work?
Yeah, I did. I checked the manual, and this one is pre-programmed for the ECU.
So the only time you have to reprogram them is when you lose it and need a new key fob, and you have to reprogram
Or
it
if
for the
you
existing
drop
awning.
it off your boat into the
If
water.
you drop it in the boat. We're,
Yeah.
you know, we're RVers, we shouldn't have a boat. This should not be on water.
That's-
Okay, now, you know what? You wanted to be the first to push this button.
Thank you.
You want a coin toss?
I did. I swear.
Okay, you can have it. Go ahead, see if you can make it work. Hey, that's like magic.
Wow.
Wow, look at that. Well, you know, Bill, that
Can you
sure
give me a
beats.
glass of wine?
That's coming next. But I'll tell you, this sure beats the manual awning, doesn't it?
Boy, it does.
And this awning has got the protection on it when it's rolled up, so you don't have to worry about, you know, the sun baking on it and destroying the material.
And you know, the wind sensor is a huge plus.
Huge, yeah.
You can go away, you don't have to worry about it. I don't know how many times that I've left in the morning somewhere and it was, you know, it started to get hot out and it clouds up, and the
Right.
next thing you know it's raining, and
Right.
you like the awning, and
Right.
we don't have to worry.
But you know what I really like? You know what I really like best?
What?
The LED rope lights.
The rope lights.
Now see that? Now,
Yeah. How'd that go on?
I have a gremlin inside. Pretty good, huh?
Can I borrow him one day?
You probably can.
Great.
Meanwhile, I think it's time to go get herself a refreshment and enjoy the rest of the evening. And by the way, evening's here. It'd be easy to put the awning up. You want to go ahead and do it? All right. It's all in a day's work.
Wow. I love it. I don't know about you.
I'm happy. It's almost rare to find an RV these days without a slide out. And as convenient as they are, they do come with a few maintenance issues. And Bill, we have some solutions for that, right?
And yeah, and that would be the slide topper. So we're going to show you how to install a slide topper today. These things are great. Not only do they keep the leaves and stuff from sitting on top of the slide out, you pull the slide out in, travel down the road, the leaves go all over the place and you got to sweep up before you can even use the coach.
And you know what? It's not that difficult to put in. It takes a little bit of time, but when you're done, think of it as having a patio awning for your slide out. Okay, Bill, you ready to get this project started?
Yeah, let's measure the awning rail here and get a center point. I like to take the awning rail first, measure it, get a center point, leave a mark, then we'll go to the trailer. We're going to measure the slide out, the width of the slide out, put a center mark there, and that way it's real easy to mount this.
Okay. I'll give you that in there.
So what do you suppose the chances are it's an even number?
Well, let's hope so, because we ordered 144 inches. And you know what? It's exactly 144 inches.
So 72, you have the pencil, you want to leave us a mark there?
I'll give us a mark. At 72, you got that in place?
I do. Mark it.
All right.
Perfect.
All right, let me get the other end of this thing.
So next, let's go up the ladders and we'll put a mark on the slide out.
Think you can handle the weight, Bill?
I don't know. Maybe you better get that in.
All right. I'll stabilize it for us.
Let's see, I've got the pencil.
Okay, I suppose you want this end of the tape?
Yeah. I'm gonna try to get it all the way down to this end here without the wind blowing it all over the place.
Yeah.
Okay, what do you got?
143.
143, so we're at 71 and a half.
I don't suppose that window is centered.
No.
Yeah, didn't think so.
We don't want to do that.
No.
71 and a half. Looks good. All right, let's put this in place, and I'm just going to put it right up against the window. So I'm going to go up against the rail here, and I am waving. No. It looks like I'm at 3 1/8. So what I'm doing right now is I'm putting a few pencil marks here. We can erase those later, but I'm just going to make some skip marks down the line so that we have some kind of basis to where to put the sealer. So we're going to run a bead of silicone rubber all down the line, put the rail up there, install the screws, and then we'll be good to go. Okay.
So Bill, we have to keep this railing a certain distance from the top of the slide out.
Yeah, it's going to vary a little bit from coach to coach. Obviously, we have a window as an obstacle. I think normally I like to see about 5 inches to the center of the rail. We can't get that because of the window, but we're pretty close, and it'll be close enough.
And if you look at the size of the roll too, I think we're going to be fine.
I think we're going to be really good. And it's not just the diameter of the roller. We want a little bit of slope to the slide topper.
We have to have the slope, otherwise
it
doesn't do any good. It'll accumulate a bunch of moisture, and that doesn't work.
So I've got some pretty good marks here, and I'll lay a bead of silicone. Okay. So, hang on to this rail so I can move my ladder. Got it?
Yep.
So you can see my mark here that I've left here. So I'm just going right above the mark. When I install the rail, the screws are going to go right in there. So the screws are going to hold this. The silicone rubber is going to dry, and it'll actually help glue this thing to the side of the coach for extra strength.
So this is the required installation procedure rather than using a butyl tape or a putty tape.
Yeah, that's what I mean. They used to use the butyl tape, but now they're actually calling for some silicone rubber to be laid in here, or some kind of a sealer.
You think it's because they like to keep it more flush up against the sidewall, probably.
Yeah, it actually does keep it a little bit. Can you reach from there? Let me finish this one. But I've always used a silicone rubber rather than butyl because it really does help glue this to the sidewall.
Yeah.
So if the screws don't get a good bite, then the silicone will actually take over and make it a little bit higher, Bob. Make it very difficult for it to come loose. So go right to the edge of the slide out.
All right.
Look good?
Looks good.
Hold on, let me go get the screw gun, and we'll put a couple of screws in and hold it in place. Now, I suppose you could just as easily put the silicone rubber on the back of the rail before you ever bring it up here, but...
Except the issue is when you're moving it around, you probably get all over the sidewall and yourself.
Yeah, it's too difficult to do it that way.
Okay, I'm gonna let you go.
Okay, you ready?
Yeah, you ready?
I am. Wait, I need 3 hands. Can I borrow one of yours?
Yeah, really. I can give you a foot.
Hey, gee, thanks. Okay, hang on a second. You got it lined up there?
We're lined up.
Let me get one down here.
So those screws have Robertson number 1 heads on them, so they really have a positive feel to it.
Yeah, it makes it nice because you don't slip and then damage the RV, especially if it's a full body paint. You want to put one in down there.
Looking good. Right on the line.
Let me go down and put one more in this other end way down here. It's kind of, this one's kind of flopping.
Plus the screws are going to pick up some silicone when it goes into the sidewall too, which is going to be helpful.
Right. Okay, now it's just a matter of putting all the rest of them on there.
Yeah.
Let me get started here, and then I'll pass it off to you. The awning rail is installed, but before we slide the slide topper into the rail, I need to prep the end of it. As usual with all awning rails, when they cut them, they leave a lot of sharp edges, and trying to slide it in, it just continually gets hung up, or it may even slice the fabric, and we don't want to do that. So first I'm going to bend this lower lip down slightly. It kind of gives a little bit of an advantage to sliding it in. And then I'm going to file all the sharp edges off. It feels pretty good. I figure if it doesn't slice me, it's probably not going to slice the fabric. So that's prepared. We're ready to slide the slide topper in.
Okay, Bill, let's get this slide topper on into the railing, huh?
Absolutely. We can do it.
Think we have the technology?
If not, we're going to find out. Here, turn it just slightly. Let me get up a little higher. Hold on.
Okay, I'm here.
Your way, your way. Oh, right there. And perfect. All that prep's paying off. You're too high, Bob. Okay, come down and move your ladder. I got it.
Got it?
Yeah.
You sure?
Yep, positive. If not, you'll find out.
I know.
You don't want to find out, huh?
Okay, we're just there.
You're a little bit too far, so right there. That's looking pretty good.
So what part are we putting in there now, Bill?
This is the tension arm here and the bracket here, so I'm just going to make sure we have plenty of length, which we do. Perfect. It's going to look good.
Okay.
Can I reach that? I thought you were going to put a platform up here for my tools,
Yeah,
Bob.
really, no problem. I can hold the tools too, Bill, no problem.
Can you?
Yeah, I'll hold this thing for the next 20 minutes and the tool.
Okay, and our trusty silicone rubber.
Yep.
I'm going to put a little bit more on here because this bracket takes a lot of stress. Got it?
Mm-hmm.
Perfect.
All right.
We have really good backing here.
Did you catch it?
Yeah.
Nice.
It tried to
catch.
get away, but I wasn't going to let it. Okay, hold on. Let me get this rivet in here, and then we'll get some of the pressure off your arms.
Oh, that'd be nice. Oh, good job, Bill. That was a tough guy.
It was. Bring it out just a little bit, Bob, so I can slide it in here. Right there. Okay, right there for now. Okay, let me move to the other end, and I'll put the other bracket on. And as you can see, I didn't put the rivet in this in yet because we don't have any way of sliding it anymore, so I can slide this right through without having the rivet there.
So we have a little flexibility on those arms too.
Yes, exactly.
All right.
Stand back there and let me know when it's centered.
Got to go over this way a little bit.
A little bit?
Yeah.
Let me know when.
Okay, looks pretty good over there, Bill. Let me make sure. One more eyeball on it. I think it's pretty good.
Look good there?
Looks good.
Awesome. Okay, let me get a couple of set screws in here. So with the rivet in place and this and the bar here and these two set screws, this thing can't go anywhere now. We're set in place. I'm going to go to the other end, put the two set screws in there. On each end there's a cotter pin that keeps, as you can see, it keeps this thing from unwinding. There's quite a bit of spring load on it, so I've already removed the other end. I'm going to get this one out of the way. And sometimes they can be a little bit tough to get out of there because they got a pretty good wind on them. the straighter the cotter pin is, the better the chance you have of getting it out. So I'm gonna get it as straight as I can here. Now if I'll give it a little bit of a twist to it, and it'll take some of the pressure off the cotter pin. So you can see the spring immediately pulled this thing tight. I'm gonna do the set screw first because I need to move the slide out just a little bit, maybe about a foot or so, in order to put the anti-billow mechanism on. I've got this set screw in. I need to put one more on the other end just to make sure this thing does not move. And I'm done. We'll give it a test.
Boy, I tell you, this is going to make a big difference when it comes to keeping debris off the top of the slide out.
A huge difference. And I have one over my bedroom slide out, and I can't tell you how nice it is for when it's a heavy rain. The slide topper fabric stops it instead of pounding on the top of the slide out. I sleep much better.
That's great. You know, and it's a simple device, and it should be trouble-free for an awful long time. The fabric should hold up for a long time. I don't know why anybody would want to have a slide out without a topper.
Absolutely.
Patio awnings are great. They provide a lot of shade, and if you're just lucky enough to have your windows under the patio awning, you'll have some shaded windows. But not all windows can be shaded, especially if it's on the other side of the rig. So we have a solution for that.
And that's where these window awnings come into play. Yeah, they match the patio awning, they match the fabric.
And yeah, you can get the same fabric style and pattern that you have for your main awning.
Exactly, and if you have two windows side by side, put a long one over both windows. Sometimes you can even get a bonus. You can cover the refrigerator vent too and give it a little extra cooling capacity.
And that's great. So, so Bill, scale of 1 to 10 for difficulty in installing, what's the number?
Yeah, I think maybe a 4. It's not that difficult.
That's not difficult at all.
Not at all. Okay, so what do you say we get it ready here? We'll put the arms on, we'll get the center of the awning rail, and then we'll go up there.
Yeah, we'll get it all prepared and on we go. All right, Bill, I guess the first step is we have to measure the railing here, right?
Find the center point.
Okay, so, and we have, about 53 and 5/8.
53 and 5/8, so we're roughly 26 and 7/8.
Yeah,
I think you have the pencil.
Oh, I do. No, that's a toothpick. Try a pencil.
If you could put lead in it, that would work.
Way better.
26
and 7/8. I mean, it's going to be pretty close. I mean, most people are not even going to be able to eyeball that. Can you see it?
I can see it. Okay, so next let's mount these.
Okay.
Yeah, roll it a little bit. Got to get it. There you go. There's just 2 little machine head bolts that hold these in. They're stainless, so they shouldn't rust. You want to do that one, Bob?
Yep. I'm ready for you.
And do these with a screwdriver. It doesn't need to be super tight. If we use a screw gun, it could strip them out pretty quick. It's just aluminum.
Okay.
Looking good. So next step, we need to go up and mount the awning rail. And real quick, let's measure this.
Oh, yeah.
The thickness, the width of this roller tube assembly and the AlumiGuard is going to determine where the awning rail is going to go above the window itself. So when it's rolled up, it looks like we got about 3.5 inches. Let's go 4 inches just to make sure we got a little bit extra. So we don't want to make it too tight on the window.
Railing 4 inches above then.
We're going to take it 4 inches above to the center of the awning rail.
You're going to give yourself some room for the arms there?
Right about there. That looks
good.
good.
Okay, good. All right, lock her down. Okay, Bill, let's figure out where this awning rail is going to go.
Yeah, now we know the width, we know the height above the window that we want to go, so let's find the center first. And we have 49, so what do you want, 24 and a half?
24 and a half.
Kind of get it closer. I know we're not go a little higher. Right there.
Yeah, we can't get too... You can eyeball it there.
How's that?
Yeah.
That's pretty close.
We can try
Okay,
it.
so let's go up.
I'm gonna go up. What'd you say it was?
Well, it's 4 inches to the center of the rail, so we want to come down about an inch, not quite, about 3/4. So let's go about 3 5/8 above the window.
All right.
I'm going to put a little mark here.
You got the center point there? Yeah, it looks like you're gonna have to just eyeball that.
Yeah, no, I can. Okay, grab that. Center mark. So I am at, let me go down, 3 5/8.
I can't see that side of it, so.
Yeah, I can. Come down just a hair, more, right there. Okay. I'm gonna put one on the end here too so I can see where we're gonna start. Looks good. Good. Okay, here, you wanna kind of set that down there and give me the caulking gun? Let me see the pencil one more second. I want to make sure.
Mark, yeah. Oh yeah, so you can see that. Here you
Yeah,
go.
it was
Good
just
idea.
a little bit obscure. Okay, so I'm going to run a bead of silicone rubber right where the awning rail is going to go. So I'm going to try to keep this bead right about where the screw holes. So this is going to serve two purposes. It's going to seal the screw holes, and it's going to glue the awning rail to the side of the coach. For some reason, the screws don't want to hold any longer.
Yeah.
It's never going to come off there once this stuff dries.
Right.
Okay, I'm down to the end here.
All right.
Okay, look good?
Yep.
Here, I got an idea. Hold this.
You,
Hold this. Hold the drill too. Oh. Yeah, just
maybe
kidding.
I can put it on my magnetic plate on my head here.
Okay, center point.
Got it?
Hold on, let me
I'll
get
wait
it
for you.
there. I'm there. How are you?
Okay. Over there.
Okay, give me a screw. Once I get one set, that'll help a lot. Ooh, and there's backing back there too, which is fabulous. Okay, give me some screws and I'll finish this up.
So the process is not that difficult. All we have to do is, once we get that awning rail up there, it's boom, boom, boom. We just put all pieces together and hey, we'll have shade over the window.
Yeah, the instructions are easy, so
Yeah.
follow the instructions and it won't take you
Yeah.
that long.
I mean, the key to it is that you want to make sure that you measure correctly, because you don't want to be starting to drill all kinds of holes in the sidewall of your RV. So, you know the old rule, measure twice and drill,
Cut once,
or drill once, right?
Yeah, that's it.
That's it. That's what we want to do. So anyway, it's really not that big of a deal. Okay.
Okay, I just need to prep one end. So once again, I'm gonna bend this awning rail just a little bit open here, and I'm gonna file off these razor blade edges that they come with. Makes it a lot easier to slide the awning in without tearing it. Okay, you ready, Bob?
Yep. Got it?
Yeah, I got it.
Okay.
God, it's looking good, I think.
Yeah. Yep.
So let's pull these cotter pins out right now. Let me get it, and then we'll let it.
Let it take up the slack.
Yeah, it'll take its own slack up. So once we do this, it'll keep this rolled up tightly against the.
Are you ready?
Yep, go ahead. So it really makes it kind of handy. It rolls it up right up against the thing. Now,
Yeah.
we need to measure it. I think we need to go your way just
Yeah,
a
we do.
little
I
bit.
can tell we need to go my way. Yeah.
That's got to be pretty close. Okay, tape measure. Go ahead and measure yours.
Where are we measuring from the arm here, huh? Got about 2 inches there.
About 2 inches.
Yeah, from the edge of the window.
We are at 2 1/4. That was pretty close.
Yeah, so you probably want to.
Yeah, we want to go to 2 1/8.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hold on. Yeah, I think I might have gone too far.
I'm gonna push it.
Come on, a little more. Little more. Right there. I'm at 2 1/8.
Let's see. Yep, about 2 1/8.
About 2 1/8. Look good?
Looks like that arm's pretty straight too.
Looks good here. Yeah, I'm just going to make a mark here where I'm going to put this bottom hole.
I could reach over and hold that if you want.
Nope. Mark yours too. Make sure it looks straight.
That looks pretty straight, I think.
Okay, hang on to that, and I'm going to pre-drill this hole. Hang on to the awning.
Yeah, oh yeah. I got it.
Silicone. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pre-drill the bottom hole, put some silicone rubber in place, put a screw there to hold it because we can't get to the top hole until we pull it down. So there again, I'm putting an extra silicone rubber for the bracket to glue itself to the side of the coach. Okay, that one's gonna hold there really good. Tap it this way just slightly, Bob. I think it moved. Okay, looks good. Let me give you the bit.
And
we'll just have you-
tapped it. I might want to.
We're just gonna have you repeat it there. There's a drill already there for you. Go ahead and silicone and I'll get this ready for you. Now that screw is stainless. It's not magnetic. It'll drop if you let go of it.
You mean like to the ground and then we'd have to get out?
No, you have to get out, not we.
Okay.
You got it?
Just want to check. Perfect. Okay.
No, that looks really good. How's it? How's your line there? Does it look good?
Looks pretty good.
Looks pretty good.
Yeah,
So
looks pretty good.
let's take it in and out. Before we set the screws into the awning rail, let's move it in and out just to make sure the fabric stays centered. Let go. So, by doing that, I'm just making sure that the fabric doesn't shift after we put the set screws through the rail. So I'm looking pretty good here. How are you there? Actually, it looks like it might need to go your way.
Yeah, probably here. Yeah, there you go.
Right there, look good?
Yeah, looks pretty good.
Okay, I'm gonna put the set screws into the top of the rail.
Yeah.
That way it can't move
That way,
on
yeah,
us.
so we've got our position.
Look good. You want to dry that one, Bob?
Yeah, that works.
Perfect, perfect, perfect. Okay, so let me change bits here.
Okay, Bill, if I pull this down, you'll be able to get to that top
Yes, I
bracket
can.
there, top of the bracket.
I'll get to this one and then I'll turn it over to you and you can put that one in. Okay, hang on, Bob. Give me a second.
Got it. Go ahead.
Okay, let me hold that.
Do you have it?
I got it. We've got some backing behind here, so it's not an issue, but if there's no backing, you're going to need to use the molly rivets that come with this. Use plenty of sealer, put the rivet in, it won't go anywhere.
All right, we're there.
Got it?
Yep.
Okay, let me go back up.
Nice.
I'm still straight here. How's it looking there?
Pretty good. Looks pretty straight here.
Looks pretty good there.
Yep.
You know, while we're at it, go ahead and put the cap on there.
All right, so we only got one more thing to do before this is all done, right?
Yep, all we have this little L bracket that's gonna hold this in place. Grab that strap and bring it to me if you would.
Okay.
Okay, let me have it.
Hang on, let me get my finger
you
out
want your
first.
finger
Yeah,
out?
I like to take the finger out first.
Go ahead and
Not a
let go
problem.
of it. I'm gonna kind of look at it here to make sure I'm centered.
I can get back there and look and see if you're centered there. Do a little eyeball.
No, I think
You
it
okay?
looks pretty good right there.
You okay? Oh, yeah, let's see. It'll go good right in there in the
A little bit
the stripe,
higher,
yeah.
a little bit higher. Okay, grab that strap. Let it go back up.
Now we're going to use the rivets in here, the molly rivets.
Yeah, there's down below these windows.
Yeah.
There's nothing
Yeah,
there.
there's no structure there, so we're going to use the molly rivets, and they expand, like Bill explained before, behind the material, so they get pretty stout.
I'm going to pre-drill so I can caulk. Now, with the molly rivets, I'm not concerned about gluing this to the side of the coach, so I'm just going to use a little bit in each hole.
Yeah, well, just to keep the moisture
You
from
want to
penetrating.
hold that right there so it doesn't drift on me?
Take that. Okay. You just can't have too much shade on a sunny day. And you know what? Window awnings really keep the interior much nicer, much more comfortable.
Yeah, that with a patio awning, boy, it doesn't get any better than that.
So nice job, Bill.
I think it turned out great. You want to give it a shot?
Do you think it works?
Absolutely. We
Well,
the
let's
one
try
that
it.
did it.
Well, I'll tell you what. Now, see, you're tall and I'm tall, but if you're not tall enough, you can use your standard awning wand in order to reach the loop here.
The one that comes with your patio awning?
Right. Reach the loop, pull down. All right. It's all yours. And you latch it to the side. And there you go.
and there
Instant
you go.
shade. Now, a couple cautions, right?
Yeah. Put it on your checklist. Before you drive away, make sure the window awnings are up. They won't last long if you hit a tree.
Yeah, they won't. And you know what? It's on the other side typically. And, you know, it's like out of sight, out of mind. You don't want to go there. Make sure that it's on, like Bill said, it's on the checklist. But I think you'll really enjoy having window awnings. I'll tell you what, the interior comfort will really shine at that point. Don't you just love those automatic awnings?
Man, I love it so much when you're out camping, you leave the RV in the morning and the wind comes up and it's
Right.
like, oh no, I got to get back. Well, this really takes the worry out of that.
And the work out of it. Remember how much time it used to be to open up an awning?
And I love the key fob. Don't even have to get out of the chair.
You never have to leave the chair. I like that part. And of course, slide toppers, they work fantastic. And I love those window awnings, man. Keeps a lot of that heat out of the windows.
Yeah, invariably in the afternoon, the sun's going to come right through that window, and this really gives you a chance to block that.
So I have a great idea. Let's go enjoy our work. Let's go grab a cool one and a couple chairs and push that key fob and let's go relax.
I'm with you.
All right.